Are you a business owner or someone looking for more ways and avenues to advertise and promote? Look no further. Contact us today for an advertisement. Email PD&J Media Productions LLC at gmail.com for more info. Promotions are everything. What are you waiting for? Who's ready for some fun? Who enjoys a podcast where the host speaks about what's on their minds and doesn't hold back? PD&J What's Good Today is an open format podcast hosted by Pocket and J-Dub the King. Let's talk about sports, let's talk about music, let's just have an interesting conversation. If you have any topics for us to discuss, email PD&J Media Productions LLC at gmail.com. Tune in to PD&J What's Good Today every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube Live at J-Dub the King.
What's good, folks? What's good? Welcome to a brand new week. You know what it is, brand new Wednesday, so it's a brand new episode of PD&J What's Good Today. I'm your host, Jay.
And I'm your host, Pocket, folks. What is happening in the world today?
Oh, man. There's a lot going on today, boy. I don't even know where to start. Actually, I do know where to start. We're going to let a couple more viewers come in before we get into it. How was your guys this week?
Yeah, how was your guys this week? It was like, I think it was a really nice week. Well, not for football. I mean, how many upsets were there?
There was a lot.
It was like, I mean, and what's funny is, who would have thought that Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady would be under 500?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's ever happened for either of them. It's time for the new guard, huh? Time for the new guard.
What's good, Mike? What's good, brother? What's good, Tiffany? How you doing? A long week? Yes, it has been. But the week's almost over. That's a good thing. That's why we bring you guys these episodes every Wednesday. Let's just get right into it. Everybody's been talking about it, so we're not going to be any different. Kanye West, canceled. Literally.
What hasn't been canceled?
Literally. He's lost everything. Balenciaga, Foot Locker, Adidas, his talent agency. No, he wasn't Gap. It wasn't Gap. His talent agency.
No, he has a thing with Gap.
Does he have a thing with Gap? Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know if it's been canceled yet, but yeah.
Well, if it ain't, it might be. His talent agency.
Well, the talent agency he was signed to.
Yeah, well, Donda Sports. Yeah. Two prime players.
Aaron Donald and two
football players. Yeah, gone. So what's going on in the world of Kanye West right now? Let's deep dive into this for a second. A lot of people want to say that he's crazy. He's lost his mind. I don't condone how he said certain things during that interview. If that makes sense.
You don't agree with it? Yeah.
I don't agree with how he said. Now, what he said, let's dissect what he said. In essence, in my opinion, he was literally exposing stuff that he wasn't supposed to expose.
Well,
Michael Jackson did it.
Here's the thing that
Prince
we got to think about.
it.
When he wore the White Lives Matter T-shirt, him and Candace Owens, that didn't do it. Nobody did anything. Everybody just called him crazy and called him Uncle Tom and called him all these names, right? Now,
just got dragged out of the Skechers headquarters. I just read that too. Thank you for that.
And so, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what avenue I want to come from with this. But you look at it as it is. Like you said, it's not what he said. It's how he presented it. And as we know, he just presents things as they come. As he presents them as if to say, I'm going to say this, you take it as you want. You take it or leave it. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Now, would you say that he doesn't have a filter?
Well, I mean, that's proven. Let's go back and look years ago with the Taylor Swift thing. Although he was right in what he said, it's just, again, how it was presented.
Okay. Now, the Taylor Swift thing is what started it all, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. Well, I guess that's where he really became public with it. Because according to some other things, if you watch, I don't know if his documentary is still on Netflix or not, but if you watch it, the first couple episodes I watched, and it kind of helps you dive into the psyche of Ye, I guess. What he's going by, right? It's not Kanye anymore, it's Ye. So diving into a psyche, and it makes you sit back and wonder, like, wow.
Now, here's the thing about Kanye, or Ye, I should say. Every time he does this, he ends up dropping an album and going double, triple, platinum, however you want to call it. But everything's being pulled from him. His label dropped him and his label. Good Music.
Def Jam got dropped good music in it.
And him. He lost with Adidas.
Well, here's the thing about the Adidas thing. If you go back a couple of weeks ago,
I was just about to get into that.
He was saying that he wanted to get out of that contract.
He said he wanted to get out of Def Jam's contract too.
Yeah.
So, as everybody wants to call him crazy, I'm calling him a mad genius just for the simple fact of the matter is that when his back is against the wall, he literally ends up doing something to shift the narrative of what's going on in his life. Literally. He wanted out of the Adidas contract, he got out of it. He wanted out of Def Jam, he got out of that. Balenciaga, he got out of that as well. So is he really, really, really crazy? That's a question that I want to pose to our viewers. Is he really, really, really crazy?
And here's another thing that I think, we talked about this. With these interviews, they're playing certain parts of it and not giving you the whole interview.
I saw the whole interview.
No, I'm talking about what's being played. I'm not saying what has been seen.
I'm
just talking
about. Are you talking about the Drink Champs interview that's causing all this, or are you talking about interviews in general?
Every one interview he's got, they keep chopping him up.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Every interview he's done, they keep chopping it up to let you hear part of what he's saying. You realize? You remember you said that too. You stated that as well. They're taking parts of the interviews and not giving you the full interview because what it is, they know people just want cliff notes. So they're going to give you the cliff notes they want you to see.
Well, here's one thing that Kanye said that I honestly cannot disagree with. And I want to play this video for our viewers, and then I'll come back and explain to you why.
The people that say you turned your back on the culture or
100%. I have turned my back on the idea of victimization mentality. We always pointing at the white people, but yet we want to spend all of our money on foreigns. We want to spend all our money on luxury as opposed to going and buying some land. America is for sale. But the culture has you focused so much on fucking somebody, bitch, and pulling up in a foreign and rapping about things that could get you locked up. Like, it's, bro, we brainwashed out here, bro.
Well, folks, you heard it from the horse's mouth. And I can't disagree with anything that's the thing. A lot of this stuff of what he's been saying, when you break it down and dissect it, it makes sense. Makes complete sense for the culture. What is the culture? Culture nowadays is we're killing each other. We're making music about it. They're locking us up over rap lyrics of what we're saying. We want foreigns, we want this, we want that. We're projecting all of that, but we're not investing into our own culture.
It's something we've said every week in, week out. We say it all the time, week in and week out, about making an impact in your own community, making with small business being Black business, or white business or whatever business it is, small business in general. They don't support each other. You'll talk about each other, but you don't support each other. And when I say talk, you're not necessarily saying good things. And I'm quite sure every one of you can think about a time that you've been in a conversation where it started out like it was going to be something positive, and then all of a sudden it was flipped. What Ye's saying, he's basically saying that. And what's funny is, now again, the anti-Semitism comments about the Jewish community. Well, I can't speak for Jay, but I'm quite sure I can say neither of us agree with how that was presented. But let's break it down in context, looking at the interview. What did he say about the Jewish?
They control the entertainment market.
That's not the only thing he said.
But that part right there is true.
I know everything he said. There's nothing that he said in that was not true.
Okay, but speaking about that part, it's facts. We all know that. And those that don't know that, I was talking to my wife about them. One of the best movies that brings to light of what Kanye said was the movie Be Cool. You remember that movie?
Yeah, I vaguely remember, but yeah.
With John Travolta, The Rock, Christina Milian. It was a star-studded cast. For those that have not seen the movie Be Cool, definitely there's two movies that I want you to watch. Get Shorty, Be Cool. Both of those movies go hand in hand. And I don't want to make it sound the way that it's going to come out. But at the end of the day, behind everybody's project, whether it was a movie production or somebody getting well-known in the music industry, there was a well-funded Jewish person behind that. And like I said, I don't mean any disrespect whatsoever, but that's just the facts of it. He exposed that. Now, was he supposed to? I don't think so.
They don't want you to know what goes on behind those closed doors. It's been said, there was an interview, I think I sent you last week, which we didn't pull it up, but it would be nice, where they had this one music exec, and they asked him, when it comes down to it, why do you push that narrative of, gang violence and everything like that, but then when it comes to a love song, it doesn't get half the play. It doesn't get half or if it's an uplifting song, it doesn't get half of what it should get, especially if it's a go hard song and it's peaceful. Whereas, and because what's funny, this is the age of hip hop. You don't hear much R&B anymore. Even the old school hip hop R&B artists are now caught up in this hip hop hype. Like, how can I get on this board? How can I make a hit that's going to get played, that the execs are going to like? As many movies have we seen that have made fun of the music industry, talking about murder, kill, and all the other stuff.
But that's the culture, though.
That's what I'm getting to. As many movies we've seen making fun of that.
Yeah.
People don't understand the subliminal message in it. We are the ones that push the narrative. We're the ones that keep playing it. You go down the street.
We glorify the drug dealers. We glorify the hustlers. Not knocking it. I mean, if we're going to be 100% transparent, I've had my fair share of dealing with the street life. You understand what I'm saying? So, to a certain extent, I understand the purpose of it. Doesn't necessarily mean that I agree 100% with what's going on. There used to be a code of ethics. There used to be a code of ethics to this. Now there's not. What's going on? Folks, question. Our comments are open. Do you think Kanye is crazy? I want to see your comments. Do you honestly think Kanye is crazy?
Or is a mad genius?
Or is he a mad genius?
I don't know.
The silence is profounding right now. Because that lets me know that it got everybody thinking, like, literally what's going on with him. A lot of people, what did they say? Oh, when his mom passed away, he lost it. Which I agree with.
I think we all agree with that. When his mom passed, a part of him left. A very significant part of him.
Of course.
That's why I said watching that documentary that Netflix had talking about Kanye, even the first episode, you would see her constantly checking, make sure he took his medicine, and she wouldn't leave, go anywhere with him if he didn't take it.
Mm.
And that was, his way to take his meds. Now, I don't know. Remember, I said this yesterday, and now I'm saying this. This is my own opinion. I don't know this for fact. The reason why that him and Kim aren't together has nothing to do with Kim not loving him. It has more to do with her mother. Because we're finding out more stuff about her than we all probably had our own messages about. Think about what Ray J's been saying. How she made them make 3 tapes or something? 3 tapes, and then she graded which one was the best and said, let's release that one, and then we'll release the other one. Her own mother watched her own tape. Come on. So that tells me that her mother controls a lot more.
Not crazy, just unorthodox on how he gets his point across. Tell me somebody who isn't unorthodox. Prime example. Now I can see they say that 2 peas in the pod, right? Well, I hate to admit it, folks, but he's not so far off of what Trump did. He's not that far off.
No filter.
Trump told you what he was going to do, what was happening. We didn't like it. We tried to fight against it, but it still happened. Kanye's telling you what's going on, what's happening. But he's also giving you a solution on what to do to stop it. We don't like it, though.
We keep on going. People are out there calling crazy and canceling him. I mean, I guess this is the one time cancel culture actually worked, huh?
It really did. Oh, my God. I've never seen somebody get
canceled so quick.
Fast.
But it just goes to show, and people saying it's the anti-Semitism comments. Now, here's what I'm going to say. What's the guy's name from Seinfeld? Kramer.
Okay. When you use the N-word,
I'm going there. I'm going there. That's where I'm going. So this man consistently uses the N-word, berates black people. He's still got all his contracts. He's even still doing comedy. Kanye West makes a few statements, considered anti-Semitic, and he's losing. Well, is he really losing? Because he's getting what he wanted out of some content.
Well, he's no longer a billionaire.
well, honestly, the thing is, those numbers are skewed anyway. We don't know how much money that man.
Well, I'm actually glad that you brought that up, because the thing about it, on paper, in liquidable assets, this man is worth millions, right?
Hundreds of millions.
Hundreds of millions. That's what he's worth on paper. He's about to get sued for $250 million, and some people don't even know if he got that right now.
Because he's not public with his books. He don't have to be. You don't have to be public with anything. You got to think about that. We only know what the Forbes list says, and Forbes list only knows what's released to them. And then what's funny? People sit there, oh, how much money did they say I get? No. I got all this right here too. He's not going to do that. He's not doing that. Mm-hmm.
The media paints him as a negative manner, but what he says speaks the truth. Yes, it does, but I've always said this. It's not about what you say, but it's how you say it. And I think he could have got that message through a lot better to a lot more profound ears if he would have said it differently. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. Prince tried to do it. Michael tried to do it.
Once they tried, Prince told you the glory in owning your masters. And once he put that out there, that's when everybody started trying to own the masters.
Bill Cosby did it, and he made a statement by trying to buy NBC. You see what happened to him. So that poses a question. Do they really want to see us get ahead, yo? I hear crickets right now.
Well,
that's profound.
And you know, the one thing about getting ahead, there's no unity. It's all, everyone looks at, oh, so and so got that. Oh, they must think they got going on. Instead of praising them, everything comes out negative. No matter what moves you make, it comes out negative. How can you praise? Why aren't we praising people that have made it? Why not? You know why? Because it's that slave mentality. As much as I didn't want to use the word, I'm going to say it. It's that slave mentality. We will never get ahead if we all keep this slave-like mentality. We will never get it. We will never be able to appreciate anything.
How was he helping us or telling us the truth when he said slavery was a choice? Now, I don't agree. I'm not going to say that 100% of what Kanye said was the truth.
Wait. Let me attack that. First off, you're talking about one thing of what he said, not looking at the whole picture. If you want to focus on slavery and how he focused on that, then you've lost the point that he was trying to make.
Well, not only that, but we don't, and I think I'm speaking for the both of us when I say this, we don't necessarily agree with 100% of what this man says. As far as what he said as slavery being a choice, I don't agree with that. But to what you said, that's 1 point out of 1,000 points of what he's made. Let's go on the tangents. Hold on, let me finish. Let's go on the tangents of what he's done when he was on tour, when he was exposing the industry for what it was on the road. The industry has no unity. From mainstream to local, there's no unity in that. And me personally, as much as I don't agree with what he said as far as us being slavery was a choice, I think he was talking about more so the mindset, the mentality of slavery being a choice, and that's why it lasted for so long.
And it's still going on.
And it's still going on. We still have slave-like mentalities. In certain aspects, we feel like we can't get away with this, we can't get away with that, we can't do this, we can't do that, knowing that it's well within our rights to be able to do that. I let it be known, I carry. I live in an open carry state. I exercise my right in carrying because I know my rights in that. I'm not going to get scared. What else? Not to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was listening to you. Kind of touched on what I was going to say. You have to not stop looking at what the media is putting out there and look at the whole message. Yes, there's parts of that message, like I said, the anti-Semitism. I didn't mention the slavery, so I do thank you for bringing that up, Gwen. But out of everything he said, those are the only two things people keep picking apart.
No, there's a lot of things that you could pick a lot of things apart.
You can pick a lot of things, but the main two things people keep picking apart are this thing about slavery and the anti-Semitism. So to me, it's a lost art. Because guess what? The slave mentality is always pointed to what? There's no positive in the slave mentality.
Now,
a slave mentality only helps you to focus on what's the negative in something.
Now, you brought up, I just thought of something that just kind of blew my mind a little bit, and I just want to bring this up to everybody as well. Thank you guys for all the comments that are coming in. We love this. Keep it going. It's not just one thing you're focusing on, just what he said recently. Yes, we are, because that's what's current right now. We could dissect everything of what he's done in the past. That right there would be a whole show.
Well, here's the thing. You want to dissect things he's done in the past? He's been at restaurants and paid for people's bill. He's been known to give money, buttloads of money to people. of color. I will say that, of color. I remember it was this one time he didn't even want to be on camera, but it was a wedding party. You remember about that at the restaurant where he went in to have dinner, I think him and Kim, and he bought a bottle of champagne and took the whole tab for the whole wedding party. So this man has a heart as big as gold, but you don't hear about that enough. The only thing you want to talk about, like all the negative that he said, within the negative that he said, everything he said in an interview, negatively, there has been something positive tied into it, but you don't hear about the positive. You only hear about the negative.
Here's the thing about that, and that's the media spin on it. There's nothing positive that comes out of the media. Why? Because the media makes their money off of negative aspects. I just lost my train of thought. Sorry. Just lost my train of thought. But out of every negative thing, I do believe that something positive does happen, whether it's talked about in the media or not. 9 times out of 10, that does not happen. I'm not going to go on record and say that Kanye is not off his rocker. We don't know.
No, he's off his rocker.
He's definitely off the rocker.
He's definitely.
I don't agree with. As a matter of fact, we got to take a real quick commercial break. We're going to keep talking about this because this seems to be a hot topic. I love the comments that are coming in. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We come back.
Hey, you. Me? Yes, you. Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Hell yeah. GLM Designs can help you with just that. Word? From laptop skins? You lying. Promotional flyers. Yo, son. Promo videos? I need that. OBS Twitch overlays and backgrounds. Hey, yo, let me get that. Professional one sheets and so much more.
Oh my God.
Please visit our website,
I want it right now.
GottaLoveMeWorld.com today to check out our designs.
Got it.
Follow us on social media at Gotta Love Me World.
Follow it.
GLM Designs are here to take care of all your graphic needs.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. Brand new episode of PD&J. What's good today? I'm your host, Jay.
No, I'm your host, Pocket. There's a comment I wanted to get to right here. This one right here. I was just responding to you saying I'm just focusing on one thing, and that is not true. What I was saying in general, people as a whole, they focus on the negative. Not saying that you were focusing on just on the negative per se, but I was just using that, what you said, as an example of people just focusing on that one bit of negative and not taking into account all the positive that the man's done. And you know what's funny? Bringing up Trump, it's almost identical. And that's a scary thing.
Jinx.
That's a scary thing. If you go back and think, because people are talking about, man,
it's scary.
He warned us about this happening, this coming.
And this man wants to run for president in 2024.
Which he's not going to get the fucking vote. He's not going to get it. I mean, it's just a matter of, he's basically saying, you know what? Y'all can't shut me down. Which is fine. He's a spoiled brat. He's a rich spoiled brat. And we know that. So,
now, here's the thing. He got out of a lot of contracts of what he wanted to get out of. What does he do now?
I think he has the freedom to do whatever Kanye decides in his mind that he wants.
And that's the scary part of it.
Yeah, because we don't know what this man wants to do.
That is literally the scariest
we have
part.
No way. Nobody does. Only Kanye knows. I don't even think Kanye. I'm going to take that back. I do not think Kanye knows what he wants to do because he does things at the flip of a switch.
Here's the thing, though. He still doesn't own his masters.
But what's funny, I thought about that too. But here's the thing.
Have you did
his contract, from what I understood as far as his masters go, he owns a percentage of the masters. So no matter what happens with his music, this man's still getting paid off his music. Just like with Adidas, they may have canceled his contract, but they had to come to an agreement how much they were paying out. We'll never know.
Now, I know you didn't want to bring this up. I'm going to bring this up. The parallel between two artists. I think you know where I'm going. The cancel of Kanye versus the cancel of R. Kelly.
You're right. Didn't want to talk about this. A lot of people don't get mad.
A lot of people gonna get mad, but here's the thing about it. I was doing some research on this whole R. Kelly stuff. Now, again, to our female viewers out there, I don't condone what he does. I do not. Let me be on record and say that. I do not. But it's funny how it happened and the timing of all of it happened. He was trying to own his masters. Then all of a sudden they found out they can't kill this man, but they locked him up. What does that got to do with Kanye? Kanye tried to buy full percentage of his masters, tried to get out of certain contracts, tried to own his own work, and they canceled him. Canceled him. Like, this man can't make no, like, how much money does he got in his pocket right now?
Nobody knows but him.
Folks, what are your thoughts?
Put it this way, he filed paperwork to have his own city, so he's got some money.
Oh, yeah, I just read that. Yeah, he's trying to own his own city for what, 220 million?
Yeah, so that means he's got money. He's got some assets somewhere. More than likely, he's one of the smarter people. I'm quite sure he took his own advice and bought some property. I would not be surprised. There's not many people in the entertainment industry that don't have property when you're on that level.
Yeah. That's very true.
It's like it's one of the common things that happen. They know that's what you can.
You're right. You're right. When same thing happened to Michael Jackson, he tried. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
And what did he do? He pissed everybody off. He bought the Beatles.
That's when he pissed everybody off. You know how much the Beatles catalog is worth, and he cashed it out.
He bought it.
Cashed it out, and then 6 months later, he's dead.
I think it was longer than 6 months.
No, it was 6 months, bro.
Remember, he was going through all that. When they're trying to drag him through court, he had bought the masters while he was being in court for the alleged
sexual harassment.
Sexual assault of kids. I can't say it because it's Michael.
No, not even that. I don't condone that at all. But the man was a musical genius.
And what's funny is we use that word quite frequently, but we use it in the context of who we're talking about, and you really can't disagree.
Okay, keep going. Let me see where you're going with this.
Because think about it. Remember, we had this conversation yesterday. Prince. People do not understand how much of a genius Prince was. He could not read music, but could play every instrument. Do you know how much talent that is? Not being able to read music, do something by ear, and play every instrument. Michael Jackson, when he was making songs, he would make his own beats.
Michael Jackson didn't read
with
music.
His mouth.
He didn't read music.
These men were instant geniuses. R. Kelly, they call him the Pied Piper of R&B. Did you know I don't care who you are. I don't care how mad you get at that man. If a song of his comes on, you're doing a two-step.
Now,
and you might sit there with your arm folded like this,
but your body gonna be
right. Yeah, your body going like, God dog it. Try and sit down. Nope.
Now,
foot tap.
I wouldn't call him as far as Kanye, or yet. I would not call him a musical genius. He's just a mad genius.
Well, I wish I could agree with you, but knowing
how not.
Again, that's why I said you have to watch the documentary.
Musically.
I'm hoping they don't take that down, because that gives you an idea of who Kanye is. Because you got to remember, only one person gave this man a chance to do an album.
Trulu says he's not mad. Okay. Explain to me why he's not mad.
But
explain to me, please.
Oh, Trulu?
Yeah, Trulu or you.
Because here's the thing. If he was such a mad man.
Not mad man. He's
mad musical genius, if that's what you want to call it. If he was such a mad musical genius, again, that's why I said you have to see the documentary. I'm keep saying that. Go
For the
go
folks,
look
tell
at
them what the documentary is. What's the name?
I believe it's called Yay. I think it's called Yay. But looking at that, it makes you understand this man has been in music way before we even knew him, making beats in Chicago. That's all he was doing was making beats, and then he stepped up. He wanted to be a lyricist. They would listen to him and then throw him to the side. Then he started trying to get his foot in the door. He always kept rapping, and then he was supposed to sign. I forgot who it was. One record company. They said, "Yeah, we'll give you that. You'll be able to do an album or something like that." And it didn't work out that way. They just wanted him to make beats.
I think I know that. I haven't seen the documentary myself, but I've seen some things as far as with him coming up. And one thing that he had in one of his houses, he had a portrait of a bee. And he said that was one of the first beats that he could read. As far as like not notes. If anybody that does music understands what I'm saying, I'm not talking about notes and reading notes. The actual construction of the beat.
The 4 count, the 8 count,
the drop, the snare, like the pivot, everything. And he could read that. And he said, this beat says to me, duh, 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 duh. And I'm like, that's crazy. I never understood until my son did. My youngest son, I remember I was recording the song, Take It Slow. For those that don't know, Take It Slow, go look it up by Jade Up the King. Hot song. I was recording Take It Slow, and he made his own representation of the beat graph of what he saw on the computer. And it was crazy because I looked at it and it made sense. And it made sense. I'm like, I want that beat. So Kanye, to me, is a mad genius. Just how he goes about, I don't agree with that. I have to keep iterating that. I don't agree with how he says what he says, but I have to agree with some of the message. Some, not all. Let me be clear. Some of the message of what he's saying is factual.
So truly, you asked a question. What is the definition of mad? So we're going to go to the slang form because I believe that's what we're talking about, where it's very extremely. He's extreme. Because he's not angry. Mentally ill, yeah, we can say that. But when it comes to music, that man ain't mentally ill. Mad genius, you could say. But he's definitely a hell of a writer. He knows music to the point where it's sickening how well he knows it. How well he knows music. So do I put him in the same realm of Michael Jackson?
No.
Of Prince?
No.
Of the Beatles? We'll say the Beatles, the Rolling Stones. Do I put him up there with all of these all-time artists? Put him, you know how they do with the tiers.
Yeah.
I put him tier 2.
Okay.
Tier 2. He's not tier 1 yet because we don't know what else this man has left. We really don't.
I think he kind of did it for himself.
No, we don't know we don't know what he has left. We don't know what the next thing is going to be. Because here's the thing. He scared Kirk Franklin and Hezekiah Walker and the gospel artists. When he came with that Sunday morning crew, he scared the heck out of gospel.
I like that. I like that. Maybe people are giving them too much credit. I know artists as good or as better than him.
He's still tier 2.
Still tier 2.
Yeah, he's still tier 2. And the only reason why I'm saying it is because watching that documentary, I saw his musical genius. And I was blown away. And I was like, oh my God.
For the new generation, I got to give it up to Lil Baby. I saw his documentary.
I haven't watched it yet.
You haven't watched it? I got to give it up to them. I respect that man. I got a newfound respect for that man now.
And you're the first person. You're the only person talking about it. It's on Hulu, right? I think it's Hulu.
It's not on Hulu. I think it's on Netflix. I got to double check. Don't let me fact check that. But yeah, I watched it. I have a newfound respect for Lil Baby. Newfound respect. Now you want to talk about a mad genius? That man, as far as dealing with, he had to deal with within this community just to uplift this community. You understand what I'm saying? Whoa, wow. But this Kanye thing, it's just mentally. Where do you think he's at?
Mentally, what I think right now, and some of this could be based off that, he's still in love with Kim. And what's happening is he's using that as he's doing all of this because he's hurting. They say love makes you do some crazy stuff.
Hold on 1 second. Now, when you say you mentioned Prince and he's not better than him, you mean Kanye is not better than Prince? I'm assuming that's what you mean.
Right. Okay, let me break it down. The tiers, tier 1, Michael Jackson, Prince, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Elton John,
Those type.
Sting,
Bowie.
David Bowie.
Those type of artists, those caliber.
Tier 2, that's where you got Tupac, you got Biggie, you got Kanye.
Hold on. Time out. You put Tupac and Biggie in tier 2?
Yeah, because they're not tier 1. They never got to tier 1. They never got the opportunity to get there. They were gone too soon.
That's a whole nother subject.
Because if you're going, you got to remember, you're putting Tupac in the same breath as Prince and Michael Jackson and the Beatles. Nope. That's why they're tier 2.
A part of me wants to disagree with you, but you logically make sense. But a part of me still wants to disagree with you.
I would say we can go as far as say tier 1A and 1B.
Okay, I can accept that.
They're not up there with those. They're not up there because, and like I said, the reasoning behind it, they're not up there.
But they've had impactful albums that will put them up there.
Really?
Yes. Really.
So, okay, you want to say impactful album? How many albums do you consider to put them up there with those?
All you need is one.
Really? How many times how many stadiums did they sell out?
Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about both.
Both combined?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now, they didn't equal Prince. They didn't equal Michael Jackson. And I damn sure know they didn't equal the Beatles or Sting. I can go right down that list. They did not equal any of these people as far as sold out stadiums, arenas.
But you can't put them in the tier 2 though.
Yes, you can put them in the tier 2.
Okay, so as far as you just said that you would have a tier 1A.
I said if you want to push it, I won't give them tier 1. And even True you tripping.
Yeah, I could be.
There's no way in heck if I can sit back.
Like I said, you logically make sense, but a part of me wants to disagree with you.
And that's the part, that's the part that you're trying to you're trying hard to bring that argument to make me sit. But I can't see that.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, Nat King Cole, the OJ, Stevie Wonder, etc.
Thank you, Gwen. You brought up more of the ones I was trying to get to. Now, Stevie Wonder's on there. I don't know how Ray Charles is. He's that 1A, 1B situation. She said who else? The OJs, they're pretty.
Got you.
They are. I was trying to think. I can't think of the name now. The other brothers. Come on now, because they're still performing at 80 years old.
Isley Brothers?
Yes, thank you. The Isley Brothers.
They just came out with a new
album.
Yeah.
A whole new album.
Yeah.
Still doing music. But wait, you know what's funny? You listen to the one hit they get Friends and Family. It sounds like an R. Kelly song. There's no way in hell you're going to tell me that's not an R. Kelly song. Just listen to the song. Just listen to it. Called Friends and Family.
Facts. Okay. That killed my argument right there. All right. As much as I tried to.
True. I was staying away from awards. I was not going there. That's why I said Biggie and Tupac, had they been able to live their lives and create that label that they were going to make, they might be up there. Two Temptations. Actually, they're still performing.
Because not all of them.
They got the Young Temptations or something like that. But
did I tell you that I saw one of the Temptations' youngest sons was on a competition.
Not American Idol, was it?
No, it wasn't American Idol. It wasn't The Voice. It was something that comes on Fox.
Was it the Hidden Singer or something?
Yeah.
The one where they wear a mask and they got to figure out who it is?
No, not the Masked Singer. It was the one where they disguised the voice. They had to tell if they was lip syncing or not.
Oh, is that the one with Jamie Foxx?
No, that's Shazam. Anyway, he took over the reins. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, we love the dialogue that's coming in. We got to take one more commercial break, then we're going to be back with sports.
Are you a business owner or someone looking for more ways and avenues to advertise and promote? Look no further. Contact us today for an advertisement. Email PD&J Media Productions LLC at gmail.com for more info. Promotions are everything. What are you waiting for?
And welcome back, folks. Welcome back. Brand new episode of PD&J. What's good today? I'm your host, Jay.
And I'm your host, Pocket. We just spent 45 minutes on Kanye West.
Various other things.
And actually, you know what? I take that back. We spent 45 minutes talking about the entertainment industry, what Kanye West really is trying to create that. You know what's funny? It all goes back to him. Think about it. He's having people have this conversation about the entertainment, particularly music, but entertainment industry that needs to be had. Mind blowing. We didn't take the flashlight, the spotlight off of him. The spotlight gets brighter on him, but it's highlighting other things. Again, goes back to him being the genius. He knows what he's doing to a certain point.
Thank you. Because what he says, and he's right, he exposed the game in a major way, in a way that he wasn't supposed to do. Like I said, I don't agree with how he did it, but I do agree with what he said.
There's 5 points that I can say that everyone doesn't agree with, and it all stems from the Semitism comments, the slavery is a choice. What was that other one that he said? Oh, George Bush don't like black people. How many people forgot about that?
Now, we do have a comment. He sacrificed himself.
Yeah, he did.
Now, do you think he gets back from this?
So, do
you think he comes back from this?
No. Sacrificing yourself. Who does that sound like? Real quick, sacrificing your career.
Please don't bring up Jesus.
Colin Kaepernick.
Wow. Why would you bring that? What's the parallel? Explain.
Did he not sacrifice himself to have a conversation? Did he not help change the NFL's thoughts on things? Make them open their eyes? Did he not create a whole league-wide reckoning? And he couldn't get a job. Now, you want to sit here and tell me he ain't better than Mr. Trubisky? He ain't better than Joe Flacco right now?
None of that mattered until you spoke on the gatekeeper.
See? Once he started mentioning the gatekeepers, the goblins.
The
goblins.
Oh, wow.
The hobgoblins behind the scenes. the puppets, the puppeteer, the puppet masters behind the scenes. That's when people are like, oh, whoa, Kanye, hold up, man. You can't be saying that stuff. That's not, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Well, harder than he was. Think about it. What happened before he came up with Sunday morning, or the Sunday gospel, or whatever the name of the choir was? Before he came back with that, we kept hearing about, oh, Kanye's working on this awesome thing, but it sounds like it's going to be gospel. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. And then what ended up happening? All the old gospel heads got so offended, got on him, got on Snoop, because Snoop did a gospel album that was pretty good. And they said, oh, now they want to cross over and get that gospel money. This is our money.
We got a comment talking about our feed is acting up. Folks, if there's some technical difficulties going on, we do apologize about that. Apparently, this is too hot of a subject right now that we might get pulled, but we're not. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, I never thought about that parallel until we started talking about self-sabotage. But, folks, there we go. Is that better? Folks, what I want to say about it, and just, it's probably going to be ongoing for months, and we'll probably bring it up a couple more times as far as Kanye. But as we know, he exposed. But forget Kanye. Where do we go from here? How do we take what's been exposed and use it?
I want to play this video back, and I want you guys to take from what at the end of the day, man, this dude is on some real, I got rid of it, but when he's talking about instead of buying a foreign, buying some land, America is for sale. 1 second. We got some comments that just came in. Let's get to these comments right here. Oh, his life's in danger now.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
You wouldn't doubt it?
I wouldn't doubt it.
No doubt?
Because look who he's going after. He's going after the execs, man.
Listen to this one more.
The people that say you turned your back on the culture or
100%. I have turned my back on the idea of victimization mentality. We always pointing at the white people, but yet we want to spend all of our money on foreigns. We want to spend all our money on luxury as opposed to going and buying some land. America is for sale. But the culture has you focused so much on fucking somebody, bitch, and pulling up in a foreign and rapping about things that could get you locked up. Like, it's, bro, we brainwashed out here, bro.
We brainwashed out here.
I can't say it better. He's speaking the truth.
Mind you, like I said before, he said a lot of stuff that people don't agree with, and that's where a lot of the focus has been. But there are some people that are sifting through what's being played by the media to bring out what he's actually been saying. Now, if y'all didn't know, that interview came out not recently. That's an old interview. He's wearing the Jesus Lives shirt. That's when he had the Sunday, I think it's
Sunday Gospel.
Sunday Gospel choir. That's when he was doing that, and that's when that interview came. And that was before he went on tour. But it's no different then than it is right now.
Well, enough about Kanye. Let's get into sports with Pocky.
Phoenix this weekend may not happen. Jake Paul's fight with Anderson the Spider Silva may be called off because of some words that Spider said, I think was misconstrued. He said I was knocked out twice in my sparring when he was just knocked down. So now Phoenix, the Arizona Athletic Commission is looking into it to make sure he wasn't knocked out. And I think he was just knocked down. I expect that fight to be a hell of a fight. I really do. I hope
If it happens.
If it happens. But at the same time, are we not tired of hearing about Jake Paul? It's
Going back to Kanye, we just had this one last comment that came in. He's a Semite, yet they won't call him an anti-Semite, all cap.
See, what I would wish as a community, the black leaders would come out and say, yes, we understand. Y'all don't agree with that. But he's not lying about what's going on. That's what the black leaders need to do. Al Sharpton,
Don't
Jesse
bring
Jackson,
him up. No.
the rest of them. They need to.
Now, you brought something up. Are they really our leaders right now? And if so.
Okay, so I'm going to say this for me. They're not my leader. But that's every time something happens, these are the ones that come out the same every time. Every time it's the same ones.
Ben Carlson, all of them.
Until someone actually says, old heads, have a seat. That's what they thought Black Lives Matter was going to be. But as we saw, what happened there? So, yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe one of you guys. Recognize I didn't say myself. Maybe one of you. Could be us. But we need people that are not just about complaining, but about agents of change. Agents of change. That's what we need in this world. But getting back to our sports. So that fight may or may not happen this weekend. And I believe Lomachenko is fighting in a couple weeks. He's having a tune-up fight before he clashes with Haney or Shakur Stevenson.
I hope it's Devin Haney.
Well, honestly, I'd rather see him. I want to see him fight Stevenson because I really want to see how good Stevenson really is. If he can beat the Matrix. I got a feeling Haney will beat him because he's a bigger dude. He's got that nice long jab and he knows how to use it. He's been schooling it well. He's a great defensive fighter. But I'd rather see him in the ring with Stevenson. I really would. And then after that, the winner fights Haney. But is Haney going to be there that long? Because, he's already said it's hard for him to stay at 135.
Yeah.
Other news, Crawford versus
not happening no time soon.
Spence. But today, just before we came on the air, there was an announcement made that the IBF is ordering Boots Ennis and Errol the True Spence.
Wow. Interesting.
But De La Hoya is putting his hat in and saying, hey, what about Ortiz? Why not Ortiz and Boots? And then the winner gets Spence. So
I'll take that too.
Either way, boxing is really exciting right now. I know I didn't mention the heavy. I didn't mention Tyson Fury because he's fighting Derek Chisora for the third time. There was another announcement that's been somewhat talked about, and I think it's going to happen. That Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz may be next. That's going to be eliminator, and might be able to see whoever wins fight Usyk. So I mean, hey, there's a lot of stuff coming. Boxing, a lot of stuff, and that's all we're going to talk about boxing. But let's now.
We got NFL and we got the NBA too.
NFL. like we started in the beginning, there were so many upsets this week that people stomachs got upset. I'm going to work backwards. That Monday night game with the Bears and Patriots, is that the signs of things to come for the Bears? What do you say?
They're not going to make it deep in the playoffs.
I'm not looking at them making a deep in playoffs. I don't think they really expect it. I just think they are expecting.
I think they will get a playoff berth. I think they will get a playoff berth, and that being unexpected would be a successful season.
I'm looking at what they have to get past to get there, and I don't see them going to the playoffs. I see them getting a nice pick. I see them now saying, because, all right, I said this to you, and I'm saying to everybody else, go back and take, if you can do a split screen of the Bears offense they were running Monday night, and then look at the Ravens offense. Looks pretty similar. Looks very similar. Very similar. Almost to the point is, it's almost like they just sat there and watched the Ravens for the past 3 years and just decided, you know what, Fields, we're going to install these plays and see what you can do with it. And he literally ran with it. Now, next one we're going, like I said, we're going backwards with the upsets, right?
Bucks losing and getting blown out. I want to talk about that.
I'm glad you said it like that. Is it time for Brady? And I'm going to talk
Going
about
back to the Bears, Mike, we got a comment. Don't make the playoffs, but Justin Fields got still learning to do.
Yes, Mike, and that's exactly right.
Like I said, they'll make the playoffs, but now will be a successful season for them.
So you're telling me they're going to get past the Rams because the Rams still going to have to make the playoffs. They're not going to get past the Vikings, the number one seed right now, or number one in their division. I don't see them getting past that. The Seahawks are doing pretty well. 49ers. The Giants.
Oh, Lord, believe it or not.
The Eagles.
They can still make a wild card.
The Cowboys.
So,
yeah, I don't see them making the playoffs. And for the better judgment so they can get Fields some weapons, I hope they don't. But, I mean, we'll see. Mike, you are the epitome of a true fan of your team. That right there. You are definitely a true fan of your team. You are definitely a true fan of your team. It's an outside chance. I think they could go down to like the last few games of the season.
I think they got a chance to make it.
Well, right now, all except for what, three teams probably have a chance. One being the Steelers, which
let's go into the Bucks and Bucks getting blown out.
I'm sandwiching out with the Green Bay loss against the Commanders. I'm sandwiching those together because should Brady and Rodgers just have retired?
I think so. That my personal opinion. I think so. They should have retired.
Brady looks like he's aged overnight. The sunken face, he looks like a skull. He looks like a shell of himself. He's not having fun. I don't care what he says. You can see Brady's not having fun. Then Thursday night, he's going to be missing 4 players off the team.
Woo! Thursday night game. Last Thursday, we kicked ass.
Oh, yeah. I wish I would have had that defense.
You should have picked him.
Yeah, it was one of them things. You got to flip a coin on it, and the lights landed sideways. It didn't give me a head or tail, so oh well. But yeah.
Oh, going back to Tom Brady, we got a comment. That's home problems. So we are really gonna throw in Giselle messing it up.
No, it's not Giselle. It's Tom Brady's fault for messing it up.
Well, okay, even if it's Tom Brady's fault for messing up his marriage, that distraction is there. And you think that distraction is messing with his game?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I think he's not putting in practice like he usually do. Think about it. Like a couple weeks ago, he was at Bob Kraft's wedding on a Friday while the team is practicing. Wondering why he has no rapport with his receivers. Because you aren't practicing, dude. You don't practice on Wednesdays. Now, I'm highly doubting you practice Thursday. So you only had to walk through on Saturday. I don't care how well you have a rapport with your receivers. You have to be consistent with it over the year. Now, here's the thing. It's Brady, right? Let's flip the script over to Aaron Rodgers. The man's in practice, and his receivers still keep dropping the ball. He's trying to hype him up. He's trying to honestly, I like what Rodgers is doing. He's basically saying, don't look at them. Look at me. Look at me. It's my fault. It's my fault that I'm not doing the right things. He's doing everything he can to pull these young receivers out. Do they need to make a trade? Yeah. The rumor is they're going to get AJ Green. Will he do anything with the team? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think he has anything left in the tank. He had something last year with the Cardinals. Remember, he was doing pretty good with D-Hop there. But now, I mean, they got Robbie Anderson. They got D-Hop. I mean, the Cardinals got weapons now. It's just a matter of them building that rapport with Kyler. Now, if I'm going to talk about a team making the playoffs that has a good chance, it'll be the Cardinals. After they fire Kingsbury.
And that's going to be another story for another week. Well, folks, what an episode it's been today.
Oh, we got basketball, don't we?
Oh, we still got basketball. I jumped ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, we still got basketball.
Shout out to the new season.
Suns put it on the Warriors last night.
Spanking.
After Clay went out, but it is what it is, right? You play with the cards you're dealt. Don't they say that?
Hey, the Portland Trailblazers are undefeated right now.
Nobody saw that one coming.
Yeah.
Really, nobody saw that one coming. Lakers are undefeated too. I'm sorry. It's a laugher. Okay, what's the running numbers about when they're gonna send Westbrook home? Because he's out tonight with a hip injury.
They're sending him home before the draft before the trade deadline.
Here's what my picture on it is. It's been well documented that they said it's going to take them 25 to 30 games before they really assess this team and what they're going to do. What I think that's code for, if we can't trade Russ, we send him home. Which I think they just need to let him go off the bench and pout. Dude, he can't shoot. He doesn't play serviceable defense. It's not about him and his age. It's about the fit. They should have gotten Buddy Hield last year in Sacramento. They should have signed DeMar DeRozan. Can you imagine how much better the Lakers would look if they would have had those two instead of Westbrook? But hey, it is what it is, folks. And that's it. Oh, World Series starts soon.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, trying to Phillies.
The Phillies versus the Astros. Who's your pick? I'm taking the Astros.
You can't pick the Astros.
I'm taking the Astros.
I guess we're unanimous.
We actually agree on something. Wow.
I was just happy the Yankees didn't make it. Oh, where's the broom? Oh, you're allergic to the broom now, aren't you?
Fuck. And on that note, folks, what an episode has been. One last comment. Oh, the parlays for this week. Yes. So,
Wait, oh yeah.
I was actually looking at FanDuel. And so there's so many games that's going on this week. I'm only going to give you the parlays for today.
It's only a couple games today. You can get today and tomorrow.
Today and tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. So, excuse me. Good question, Mike. Thank you for that. Parlays. We got to remind ourselves.
Got to put that in our notes for every week.
So, seeing how a lot of the night games are going on, let's get started with. I'm going to take the Nuggets over the Lakers today.
I'm going to go against the grain, and I'm going to say the Lakers get the first win of the season
Against the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Okay.
With Westbrook not playing, Austin Reeves starting. Now you would get to see what this team concept is really going to look like without Westbrook. So I think this is the first win.
Now, Miami Heat is favored to beat Portland. I'm going to take Portland over the Heat.
I'd stick with Miami.
You'll stick with Miami on that one? Well, And that's it for tonight's game.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's only not that many tonight. Now, mind you, the Miami, I think only favored, 2.5?
Yeah, by 2.5.
2.5, and the over-under is 220 for the whole total score. 220.5.
Yeah. I'm going to go under on that.
Does Miami have that much offense?
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna take the under on
They
that.
really didn't get anything
But I think Portland's going to win.
I don't think so. I see Bam getting a double-double, of course, and I see Tyler Hero getting, like, if he gets 25 to 30, Portland ain't winning.
And now you also got the Rockets versus the Jazz. Who are you taking on that one? I'm going to go with the Jazz. That game just started, too. Now, the over-under is 235.5.
Because there ain't no defense going to be played in that game. Yeah, you know what? Just because you took the Jazz, I'll take the Rockets. Just to make it fun, I'll take the Rockets. Because I like the talent of the Rockets, that young team, and they still got Eric Gordon, who they haven't gotten rid of. Yeah, I think it'll be, as they said, what is it? JR, a slobber knocker?
A slobber knocker.
I mean, you need a neck brace on that one.
And right now it's 3-0 Jazz. The Lakers are going to play shortly, and the Heat are going to play shortly. So you got some good games coming on tonight. Like I said, I'm going to take the Jazz, I'm taking the Nuggets, and I'm taking the Blazers.
So I'm taking the Lakers getting their first win. I'm taking the Heat, and I'm taking the Rockets.
Until next week, folks, we love you. Stay safe.
Oh, there's no word for this week. Well,
the word is yay.
Or nay. I like that.
Yay or nay, folks. Until next week.